Welcome to Ephemera Files by Tommy and to my flip through of Wisteria Dreams. I made this journal as a part of a challenge with Lindsey Zenor at Nevermore Creations 17, and this is one of the June Marketplace journal challenges. I used Wisteria and hydrangea and butterflies, Wisteria and roses, Celtic rose papers, and Celtic rose postcards. Along with that, I used a few of the kits from my own shop, and I will list them below as well. This journal is a hardcover. It is a thick cover. It is 2 layers of chipboard, and both of those are covered with things. It is 84 pages. It is one signature, and this is probably my first ever intended to be one signature journal. And I thought during this challenge I would be able to make 3 of these, because I usually make a 3 signature journal, maybe 4 or 5. And it takes me probably 3 weeks or so to make a journal. And part of that's just because of the way I do things, and I realize that. But I thought, you know, I could do 3 one signature journals in the same amount of time. Well, no, I can't. It still took me 3 weeks to make this journal. It's ridiculous. So, moving along, this journal measures 8.5 inches tall, 5.5 inches wide. The spine is 2.5 inches, and then the open edge, when it's tied closed, is just almost 3 inches, and it pops a little bit, like almost to 4 inches whenever I untie it. And then I'll give you a measurement on what it is after we take all the fillings and goodies and stuff out as we flip through it, because you may not want all the stuff that I've stuffed into all the stuff. So here we go. I have called this Wisteria Dreams. I happened to have this ribbon on hand. I don't think I went out and bought anything for this journal. I think I already had all of it. But this just went so perfectly with the kits that Lindsey provided for us. I love that ribbon. On the cover, I have covered it with some fabric that reminded me of the Wisteria just a little bit. There's the fabric. And then I layered it with some lace that wraps around the inside of the journal as well. I had this doily that had Wisteria on it. It's a vintage doily that I placed over the fabric. And I made this book plate. This is chipboard. I painted it with a shimmery gold. I will link all that below, with a brass plate, and I made the name plate that says Wisteria Dreams out of a piece of scrapbook paper, my label maker, and then Mod Podge dimensional medium, I think is what that is called. I added this bauble on a bulb pin, and that is from a Tim Holtz assemblage package. I thought that was gorgeous and that the colors went very well. So there's what it looks like from the top. I can't get into the center for some reason. There is the edges unbound, and here is the bottom. So let's open this up and look inside. I have created on this page a leather look by using crumpled tissue paper and Tim Holtz vintage distress collage medium over a piece of cardstock that had a printing on it from the kit that didn't print well. My printer was running out of ink, and I didn't want to waste the ink that I had already used, so I covered it with that, and I like the way that looks. Gives it a very old, aged feel. And here we start into the journal. There's a lot of lace. I used some papers that are from The papers that I used that were not from Lindsey's kits came from this paper pad, which is Susan Wingett's Best of Paper Pad from K&C Company, or they came from my hand-dyed papers, along with some of the things, like I said, that I printed from my own kit. So we've got lace and lace and lace and lace. This page has 4 kinds of lace on it, and you'll see that throughout the journal. Here's our first pocket, and inside we have 2 journaling cards. This is from the kit, and I've collaged journaling spots on the back. I did a lot of sewing in this kit too. There's a lot of lace, a lot of pages sewn together, and just a lot of stitching in general. Like on this journaling card, I did a decorative stitch over a collage of ribbon and fabric and paper and washi scraps. And you can see the design on the back. Tucks right in there. I did lots of stenciling, and I just realized as I was putting my things away from making this journal, I didn't use a single stamp. Not one acrylic or rubber stamp was used in the making of this journal. I think that's a first. So I did use these stencils. I will link the stencils below. This is from the kit, and it's collaged over this doily, this paper doily, which is wrapped around to help create a collage with this washi tape and this stenciling over here. Here I have found a few quotes having to do with wisteria, and so I printed them out and made journaling cards out of them. This one says, "Under a canopy of dangling wisteria, the gentle waves echo the beat of your heart." This paper clip is holding on an envelope that was included in the kit, and I embellished the envelope by using the Mod Podge dimensional medium, once again right there on that button that was printed on the paper. And then I layered lace, and I had 2 buttons that kind of echoed the buttons that are in the kit, and you'll see some of those later on in the book. And I tied that with a piece of fabric, and I lined it with this parchment paper. I didn't put anything in it. I might, I haven't decided yet. And I just paper clipped those 2 on with this gold clip right here. Whoops, I should have showed you this page first. Here we go. These are both pages from the kit. I think that they're gorgeous. I love all the colors. And I will tell you, this is the first time I've ever made a journal from somebody's digital kit. It was fun, but it wasn't as easy as just gathering my own stuff. Here is some mulberry paper. Here's some more stenciling with collaged paper flowers and some lace and some tulle behind it. The tulle is a very pale pink, so it's kind of hard to see on the camera. Here are the buttons that were included in the kit with the blue and the pink and the white, cream, whichever way you want to look at it. This is one of the Tim Holtz tickets, and this is one of the images, and I just made it into a journaling card with lace and some lace stenciling down at the bottom. I just stenciled over another piece of lace that I was using in the kit. It was one of the scraps, and I didn't want to waste it. This fabric is from a pillowcase, and I thought the colors went perfectly, and so I sewed it into pockets on the page. Here's a journaling card with some collage on the back. That image is from the kit. This is a postcard. I believe it's a Tim Holtz postcard that I collaged on the back. Still plenty of room for writing, but I didn't want to waste any of my little bits and pieces I had left over. This is one of my avocado dyed papers, and I have this bulb pin with 2 little drop beads and a button that matches the kit. Here are 2 tags with room for journaling on them, held on with this large paper clip. I like this paper too. This is probably, I don't know, this is one of my favorites out of the whole kit. I can't tell you why, it just appeals to me. 2 kinds of lace are edging that page. Here is another tag, and I can't tell you where I got this tag. It was gifted to me in Happy Mail. I tied a fat ribbon on top of it and just tucked it under the clip as well. And there we go. More papers. Let's see, this is from the kit. This is from the paper pad that I used. I discovered when I was trying to flatten out this lace a little bit that it's not cotton, but plastic-y, maybe polyester, and I melted it. I kind of liked the way it looked, but I'm not willing to experiment to try to duplicate it. I did go ahead and use it though. And then this lovely paper here. This is one of the bingo cards that's included in the kit, but this particular bingo card had a hyacinth on the front, and this journal is Wisteria. And so I took one of the buttons and a butterfly from another package, ephemera package, and put it on there. This is from my own collection of scans of some buttons, and then I added some lace and some washi tape to make the flip. And that's held on there with this purple paper clip. This striped, this strip of dotted paper is also from my Etsy shop. Here's another collage with a quote. And this quote says, "A curtain of purple wisteria partially conceals the entrance to a familiar garden. In a wink, a lifetime, we pass through the infinite movements of a silent overture." I think that's pretty. This is a bag that I folded in half and sewed into the signature. I did not fasten the top and bottom, but instead included this journaling bookmark that I created with 2 scraps of paper and a piece of file folder. The purple just looked really good with that. Here I've added some lace to the printed lace on this paper from the kit. Here is another paper from the paper pack with some lace right there on the inside. And I created this journaling card from a Tim Holtz card on some of my beat dyed paper. Got 3 little brads and some lace there. And a journaling spot on the back tucked into that rose gold paper clip. I have a collage here on one of my wine dyed papers, hand dyed, and it is collaged with a doily and 2 of the images tickets from the kit, some messy thread, and a Tim Holtz ticket. This collage has 2 pockets. I used little bits and pieces because I mistakenly printed at the wrong size and I didn't want to waste anything, and so I cut the little bitty prints out and used them. These prints, for some reason, chopped off the heads of the 2 little birds that were at the top, and so I tore off the chopped heads because I really didn't want that in my journal. And then I have 2 long journaling cards here. There's some more lace. Here's one of the images from the kit. Again, it's one of them that printed out the wrong size, but I really like it anyway. This is a vintage hand embroidered linen doily. No, it's linen and it's got a crocheted edge. It's got a butterfly right there. These pink flowers pick up on the pink there. This is another one of my hand dyed papers. Here I've created a pocket with one of the missized prints and included another one of my hand dyed paper kits with some collage at the top. And a card. This card is from the Hyacinth and Wisteria kit, I believe. That is Lindsey's. And then I collaged over the Hyacinth because, once again, this book was all about the Wisteria. I was going to make the 3 journals, remember? One was going to be Wisteria, one was going to be hydrangea, and one was going to be roses. I'm still going to make the other 2. They just won't get to Lindsey in time for the challenge. Under this paper clip, I have this collaged tag, again with the missized print, some paper doily. This backing paper is also from the kit, and I've collaged on the back with writing space. This is one of my hidden ticket clips. I took one of the images and folded it around and added lace at the bottom. And it slides right on. This again is hand-dyed paper. And that is available in my shop as well. And then this is hand-dyed paper that I have added a brad to, and I backed this image with the paper. This image is from Lindsey's kit as well. And see the little bird on the brad? I liked that too. Another beautiful page from her kit, topped with some lace and stitching. Here I've created a pocket to hold this journaling card, and I've added a piece. These two are from the same piece of linen, vintage linen. This is a piece of my dyed paper, and I've got some journaling lines on there. And the page is edged with this lace, and I've used this lavender thread throughout. Whenever I sewed, I used that lavender thread. This pocket here is edged with lace, and it holds these two items, a journaling card from the kit. I went ahead and left that hydrangea on there and just picked up on the pink. And this little glassine bag. Well, I said I was going to take all those things out. Well, we'll start now. Actually, I'm going to pause and take everything else out since I wanted to give you an accurate measurement. We're back. This glassine bag has, once again, the repeated button theme on here with the pink and the blue and the thread. And I've just attached that to the flap. And inside, I have two more journaling cards from the kit. And on this one, that poor little bird's head didn't get cut off. Made me much happier. Here we have some mulberry paper. And this, I love this bee pin. I'm just going to keep jumping it around though. It's a little different from most of the bee pins that I have seen. And that is from Hildy and Joe. Here I have a linen handkerchief that I have folded in half and then sewn into the signature as a pocket, but I didn't sew it closed. I did, however, put this color catcher sheet, and I love the texture that these fibers give. I punched on the edge of it, and it gives that soft linen napkin a little bit more support, and then the paper clip gives even more support so it can hold these journaling cards. These are from the kit. This is from Tim Holtz, little paper doily with some book page behind it and one of my butterflies. Journaling space on the back. And on the other side of this pocket, I have another small journaling card with one of the missized prints, journaling space. Here I have a folder pocket, I guess you would say. I folded it in half and sewed it into the signature and made this journaling card with two pieces of mulberry paper and some lace and this little button and bead trim on the bulb pin with journaling space on the back of that as well. I really like the button and beads. Here I have a library card that I have stamped with the name of the book, Wisteria Dreams. And then just for fun, I put a couple of dates in there, and I put memories and little things. And on the other side of this pocket is another journaling card with washi tape collage and a fabric and lace and ribbon bow that I made. Here we go. And we are halfway through. So the rest of it will kind of be some repeats on the pages. Here's another journaling card inside this bag that I have folded over the edge and reinforced the fold with some of the scrapbook paper. Belly band that is stitched and has lace on it, and that belly band is holding in this little mini journal that has some stenciling, some cleanup paper that I thought was really too pretty to just throw away, some colored paper, a doily. The signature has two more buttons. I've used the same purple waxed bookbinding thread as I did to bind the book, although you don't see it anywhere on the book because it is totally hidden. And this side of the bag creates a pocket with a date due card. There's that ribbon, the same that I tied the book with. And see how it picks up on all the colors in the kit? Beautiful. More laces sewn in with the purple thread. Whoops, that was 2 pages. That was 3 pages. Wow. Okay, the hand-dyed paper again. And hand-dyed paper, the other side of that linen piece. I don't even know what to call it. And there's a bit of wisteria right here. Right here I have, and here I have a Glassine Pocket. This is from Lindsey's Vintage Image Club. Some of the other images in here are as well. And I added those in. And this just makes a very long journaling space that fits right in there. And I believe at this moment she's having a sale on that Vintage Image Club, and it's definitely worth the money. I collaged one of the small images and some washi tape, some parchment paper, the glassine bag, the lace. And on the back of the page I have more collage. This collage is with writing paper, and I created a tiny little pocket. And I have a vocabulary card that I think is Latin for summer. Oops. And then this tiny ticket that this small ticket that I don't know where it came from, but the colors worked very well. Here I have another one of my hidden paper clips that I make with the tickets, except for I didn't make this one with tickets. It's just a hidden paper clip. And I used images from the kit on both sides, and then used one of my corner punches to give the fancy edges. And on this side, this clip is holding this journaling card that has a glassine envelope attached. The journaling card is collaged with paper doily and some of the kit paper on one of my digital images available in my shop. I shouldn't keep saying that because I sound like I'm pushing it. I just want you to know where it came from. And then this altered bingo card that has a doily, some tulle, some mulberry paper, and then the blue and pink buttons again. And it fits right into that glassine envelope. And then there's collaged journaling space on the back. This is the other side of that wine-dyed paper. And here's another large journaling card that's collaged with one of the images, some of the scrapbook paper. Again, this is from my shop. Some ribbon, I don't know, it's a sheer ribbon. I can't think of the word right now. A piece of lace and the word beautiful from the title that was originally underneath this image of the birds. And then there's a bird on this page. There were 2 birds on the other page as well, the other side of this. Here I have some more of that lace. I have a pocket here with the other side of the bag and a journal or a quote that says, "In the pale moonlight, the wisteria scent comes from far away." And this bag holds this journaling card. And then behind it is another bag that is topped with a tag and holds a long journaling card where I've put a smaller tag and a Tim Holtz ticket on the front for a collage. On the back side, we have a belly band and this journaling card, which is a smaller print of that same paper. And I have stenciled here to pick up the colors of the wisteria and the vine. More lace. Here we have a collage with a flip up and journaling space. And here is the Eiffel Tower, which is why the next page has an Eiffel Tower paperclip on it. And I think that is also Hildy and Company. And I have a little mini envelope that I cut the edges off of so that it would completely open to become a journaling card. And this journaling card that I have collaged on and used another one of the buttons from the kit and a button from my own collection. This is some of my avocado dyed paper. There's a lot of goodies in this kit, or in this book. Here's the other side of that pillowcase pocket, and it has a journaling spot that is a complete sheet of paper that folds out completely, and you can still write on the back on 3/4 of it, just not the glued part. Here we have another pocket that has a large journaling card with a washi tape collage, and a small journaling card that has a flip out, so you've got space to write there and space to write there on the back. And that's held together with that copper rose gold paper clip. That's a glassine bag that is over stenciling. Got some lace down here that is holding this button and ribbon dangle on this bulb bead. Here's some reverse stenciling. I like the way that turned out. The mulberry paper, and this clip is on here because over here I have a fabric flip that is made of lace and vellum. And in order to keep it from flipping out all over the place, I like to put a clip on there. So I'm going to put that back just to keep it where it's supposed to be. Here I have another little pocket with a journaling card that has a dangle with a button and another bee bead. Oh, I clipped that wrong. Let me fix that. I pushed the vellum in too far, and I did it. All right, here we go. Here's some more of my polka dot hand-dyed paper. Here is a journaling card held on with this copper rose gold paper clip. It's got lace and a vellum Tim Holtz card on the top. And here on the back, I kind of messed up that washi. I'll have to glue that back down. I think I pulled it off with the paper clip. This is another quote. It says, "There is so much to be said for cherry blossoms, but they seem so flighty. They are so quick to run off and leave you. And then, when your regrets are the strongest, the wisteria comes into bloom, and it blooms on late into the summer. There's nothing quite like it. Even the color is somehow companionable and inviting." And I made a flip out of that with the washi tape. And there's some more stenciling right there. Here's our last pocket with a journaling card. This is a brad with some lace underneath and then some washi collage on the back. And then the last page of the book, I created this little rosette by gathering some lace and then sewing this purple and gold flower into the center of the gathered lace. And here's the other page that was a misprint that I did the same leather technique on. So there is that. Now let's see how big it is without all the stuffings. It looks like it's pretty close to just flat. Whoops. Yep, 2 1/4 inches. And it just sits like that. So this, all of this is what makes it so fat. You do not have to keep any of it in there if you don't want to. This will be sent to Lindsey, going in the mail tomorrow. And you can look for it on her YouTube channel in the June Marketplace Challenge journals. She shares them all month long, and there are a lot of beautiful journals that are shared in that go for sale on her site. Thank you for joining me today. I hope that this has inspired you, or you've at least found something that you liked in it that maybe you'll want to try, and maybe you'll say, nah, that's not for me. But I just appreciate that you choose to spend your time with me to just look at beautiful things. And I also want to remind you to be kind always. Bye.